Kindly subscribe this channel for more educational content. About the poet, Davidson Sylvester Hector Willoughby Nicholl, the 14th of September 1924 to the 20th of September 1994, widely recognized by his pen name Abiose Nicholl, was a distinguished Sierra Leonean physician, diplomat, academic, and writer.
Early life and education. Born in Freetown, Sierra Leone, Nicholl pursued his early education in Nigeria and Sierra Leone. He earned a scholarship to Christ's College, Cambridge, where he became the first black African to graduate with first-class honors in natural sciences in 1947. He further obtained a medical degree from the London Hospital Medical College and later a PhD in biochemistry from Cambridge in 1958.
Literary works. Under the pseudonym Abiose Nicholl, he authored several literary pieces that delve into African life and identity. His notable works include Two African Tales 1965, The Truly Married Woman, and Other Stories 1965, Africa, A Subjective View 1964, Creative Women in Changing Societies 1982. His writings are celebrated for their insightful portrayal of African experiences and the complexities of post-colonial identity.
Death and legacy. Nicholl's multifaceted career earned him numerous accolades, including being appointed a Companion of the Order of St. Michael and St. George, CMG, in 1964. He passed away on the 20th of September 1994 in Cambridge, England, leaving behind a legacy of excellence in science, diplomacy, and literature.
A poem, The Meaning of Africa, by Abiose Nicholl. You are not a country, Africa. You are a concept, fashioned in our minds, each to hide our separate fears, to dream our separate dreams.
Only those within you who know their circumscribed plot, and till it well with steady plough can from that harvest then look up to the vast blue inside of the enameled bowl of sky which covers you and say, this is my Africa, meaning, I am content and happy.
I am fulfilled, within, without and round about. I have gained the little longings of my hands, my loins, my heart, and the soul that follows in my shadow. I know now that is what you are, Africa. Happiness, contentment, and fulfillment. And a small bird singing on a mango tree. This poem reflects Nicholl's introspective exploration of Africa's identity and significance, emphasizing that Africa is more than just a geographical entity, it is a concept shaped by individual perceptions and experiences. Stanza 1. Africa as a concept. The poem opens with a bold statement. You are not a country, Africa, you are a concept. Nicholl immediately challenges the traditional view of Africa as just a continent or political entity. Instead, he sees it as a mental and emotional construct, a place shaped by each person's fears, hopes, and dreams. The continent, therefore, holds multiple meanings, unique to every individual who connects with it.
He suggests that people use the idea of Africa to cope with their realities, to escape, to fantasize, and to find identity. This view of Africa as a psychological and cultural space moves beyond borders and maps, it becomes deeply personal and symbolic. Stanza 2. Connection through labor and land. Only those within you who know their circumscribed plot. In this stanza, Nicholl narrows the focus to those who live in Africa and have a direct, grounded connection to it, specifically through working the land. These individuals, who plow their own small portions of land and live humbly, are the ones who truly understand what Africa means.
For them, Africa is not abstract, it's tangible, rooted in daily life. The phrase, steady plow, evokes both patience and commitment. After their labor, these people look up to the sky with a sense of contentment and belonging. He uses a poetic image of the sky as an enameled bowl, highlighting beauty and stability. These individuals declare, this is my Africa. A declaration not of ownership but of identity and fulfillment.
Stanza 3. Personal fulfillment. I am content and happy. I am fulfilled. Here, Nicholl emphasizes that Africa provides emotional, physical, and spiritual fulfillment. The speaker mentions the satisfaction of the hands, loins, heart, and soul, representing work, love, emotion, and spirit. This wholeness defines what Africa means to them. It's not about wealth or fame, it's about a deep, simple satisfaction with life and self, derived from a genuine connection with one's roots and surroundings.
Stanza 4. Africa is peace. I know now that is what you are. Africa. Happiness, contentment, and fulfillment, and a small bird singing on a mango tree. The final stanza distills the essence of Africa into a peaceful image. A bird singing on a mango tree. This metaphor conveys serenity, simplicity, and natural beauty. Africa is not only a physical or cultural space but a source of inner peace for those who truly understand it.
Analysis of the meaning of Africa. 1. Theme of identity and belonging. The poet views Africa as more than a homeland. It is central to his identity, his roots, language, and culture all stem from it, highlighting the inseparable bond between self and land. 2. Nostalgia and memory. The poem is filled with memories of Africa, sights, sounds, and experiences that create a sense of longing and affection. It suggests that Africa lives in the poet's heart, even if physically distant. 3. Nature and landscape. Descriptive imagery of Africa's natural beauty, like rivers, forests, and animals, gives the poem a vivid and sensory feel. This reflects the poet's appreciation of Africa's richness.
4. Cultural pride. There is a strong sense of cultural pride. The poet honors African heritage, traditions, and resilience. Africa is portrayed not with pity or sadness, but with dignity and depth. 5. Emotional tone. The tone is reflective, passionate, and respectful. It speaks to both personal experience and collective memory, making it relatable to many Africans in the diaspora or those reflecting on cultural roots. Viewer, kindly subscribe this channel. Share this video to your pioneers. Comment your feedback. Thank you for watching.